Alright, I'm going to explain to you guys why Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is my favorite video game. Simply because, obviously I said it's a masterpiece, but it's so much more than that. It really gives you such an opportunity to expand your creative mind, if you know what I mean. There's just an endless amount of things to do. There's an endless amount of things to build with the Zonai devices using the power hand ability or something like that. The reason why Tears of the Kingdom is so good because it just gives you so many options to succeed at the game, I guess. I can honestly go hours and hours talking about the game with someone that really knows a lot about it. But like when it first came out, I played it a lot throughout last summer, and then obviously I stopped playing it because I had school. But I just picked it up again like 3 weeks ago, and I'm slowly becoming obsessed again. The whole storyline concept is just so amazing. Zelda disappears into the abyss, and then the Demon King uses like a puppet for her to you know fool Link and the four sages. Speaking of the sages, I honestly think that having the abilities of Tulin, Yunobo, Sidon, and Riju are better than the post boss abilities of the Breath of the Wild, simply because they're NPCs. In Breath of the Wild, you're only fighting like enemies by yourself. Tears of the Kingdom, you're fighting enemies. It's like you and the four sages plus the fifth sage, Minoru. So it's basically like a gang of six fighters, five NPCs and you. So six versus however, and that gives you such an advantage because the NPCs are pretty effective. If I do say so myself, like NPCs have gotten some kills for me, and they're just so good. They're just so useful. Oh yeah, and one of my favorite concepts of Tears of the Kingdom is the diving. Oh my, it's just so satisfying when you're like so high up on top of the map and you just dive all the way down. It's just so cool and so satisfying. You can get like an insane view from up top of the Sky Islands and somewhere like that. Speaking of Sky Islands, like the reason why Tears of the Kingdom is so good is because there's obviously like three times more to explore or more because you have the main map and then not only do you have the main map, in that main map you have like caves, wells, something like that really weren't in Breath of the Wild, and that just gives you more options to explore, collect more things like bombs, arrows, something like that. Gems like sapphires and rubies. And then you have the sky map. I know there's not really too much with the Sky Island. There's just a bunch of shrines and some like soldier constructs you can fight to collect their stuff like energy wells and stuff like that. Oh, obviously the energy shops or something like that. You can put the energy wells in that machine, and then you can get Zonai devices from it. That's up there, and that's really really good. But honestly, I think one of the coolest parts about Tears of the Kingdom in general is the depths. Obviously, new to Tears of the Kingdom is the chasms, and then you go down those chasms and explore the depths. And oh my god, bro, let me tell you, sometimes Tears of the Kingdom feels like an actual horror game because exploring the depths is scary. It is scary as fuck. It's especially scary when like the light roots around you like aren't activated and you can't see anything, so you're forced to use the light bloom seeds and the giant light bloom seeds. But the reason why I say Tears of the Kingdom feels like a horror game sometimes is just it's just that you never know when something might just jump out immediately at you. Like sometimes in the main map at night you'll have, skeleton bokoblins just hop out of the ground and nowhere. Obviously there's no music either, and that makes it even scarier. And bro, don't even get me started with the gloom hands. That's probably like the scariest enemy in Zelda history. That if that's not like one of the scariest enemies in Legend of Zelda history, I just don't know what is. I'm sorry. And it's crazy because like fighting those hands is harder than fighting Phantom Ganon himself. Like obviously when you defeat the Gloom Hands and then you fight Phantom Ganon. Phantom Ganon is easier to fight than the Gloom Hands. Gloom Hands is just you have to kill 5 of those things. I mean, obviously they're grouped together, but you still have to kill 5 of them, and they're hard to kill as well. You need like you need a lot of bombs. You need a lot of bombs, and you can make your arrows into bomb arrows to kill them. Oh yeah, sorry, the power hand is actually called the Ultra Hand. My bad, guys. Speaking of the power hand, the abilities you get during the game, oh my, like Ultra Hand, Fuse, Recall, Ascend, and Auto Build, like later when you go down to fight Master Koga for the first time, I can't even imagine how much that has transformed the game in a way that you're really forced to use your creative mind. Like Ultra Hand, you can obviously build whatever you want. You can build like vehicles, you can build machines and stuff like that, like fighting machines to take on hordes of enemies and stuff like that. With the Fuse, you know, it's really interesting because you have to like find the best combination. Find the best combination of what weapon to use and what material to use to, you know, create the best weapon, like the highest attack weapon for this scenario. You know what I mean? Recall is recall. Recall is amazing. Can transfer, put something back in time, reverse it. I love doing that. Ascend. Ascend is something that I never would have expected in a Zelda game, and boy, I'm sure glad they have it because there are just no words for how good that ability is. You can go to literally like the highest places possible. It's crazy. And you can be in the ground like forever. You know what I mean? Overall, like the gameplay of Tears of the Kingdom is just phenomenal. Like obviously it's the same movement as Breath of the Wild, but obviously you have a lot more options, a lot more places to explore. I absolutely love the storyline of the game. Obviously you have actual Ganondorf this time, which I think is really, really awesome. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of questions about me asking, you know, hey, what do you think of the final boss? I mean, I absolutely love the final boss. You fight Ganondorf, and then his health bar goes way to the end of the screen. And then you fight the demon dragon. Then that final cutscene. I think I cried. I think I cried watching that final cutscene for the first time. It is emotional. It is emotional, man. Did I cry? I think so. I don't remember honestly, but I think I cried when I watched that final cutscene for the first time. All that hard work paid off to defeat the Demon King. I just really, really hope Nintendo releases DLC for Tears of the Kingdom soon because Breath of the Wild had 2 packs. It's been a year. It's been over a year. Tears of the Kingdom has not had DLC yet. I mean, obviously, I would assume they're working on something, but obviously, you know, they have a lot going on there too. So hopefully one day we get DLC for Tears of the Kingdom because we need it.